Hello students, welcome to online maths classroom. In this video, we will do inverse trigonometric functions, full chapter, and we will solve all exercises 2.1, 2.2 and miscellaneous exercise. So let us start with it. Exercise 2.1 question number 1 is find the principal values of the following function sine inverse minus half. So let sine inverse minus half is y. So sine y is your minus half. Now, since the range of principal value branch of sine inverse x is closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, that is, y belongs to closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That is, y is in my fourth quadrant minus theta or in first quadrant. Now, also sine y is my negative. That is, y lies in fourth quadrant and y is negative. That is minus theta, right? So simply, I just search for an angle which is my just understand this in this way that I will just go for an angle which will give me either it is negative or it is positive. It should be means like I will use the concept of my odd and even function and get the value of the angle, right? And that value will give me the principal value. Like sine inverse minus half can be written as minus sine inverse half. Okay, as sine inverse minus x is minus sine inverse x, right? Or I can simply go for as it is sine pi by 6, right? So sine inverse sine gives me minus pi by 6, right? So this way it is also correct, or I can write it as sine inverse of minus, right? Keep it as minus half itself. So it becomes minus sine pi by 6, right? Can be written as sine of minus pi by 6 and sine inverse sine cancelled and I get it as minus pi by 6. So the principal value of this sine inverse minus half is minus pi by 6. Number 2 is cos inverse root 3 by 2. So put cos inverse root 3 by 2 equal to y, cos y is root 3 by 2. Now the range of principal value branch of cos inverse is closed interval 0 to pi, right? So y is in first or second quadrant, okay? Now also cos y is positive, so therefore it is lying in first quadrant itself. Now cos inverse root 3 by 2, it's simple that root 3 is at cos pi by 6, so pi by 6 is the required principal value of cos inverse root 3 by 2. Cosecant inverse 2. Now theta is cosecant inverse 2. Now theta is in first quadrant because x is equal to 2 is positive. Now if x is positive, then the value of each inverse function lies in first quadrant. This is to be understood. So I get from here theta is equal to cosecant inverse 2. Now cosecant is 2 at cosecant pi by 6. So my answer is pi by 6. Tan inverse minus root 3. Now see here again negative sign is there. So let tan inverse minus root 3 equal to y. So tan y is minus root 3. Now range of principal value branch of tan inverse is my open interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay. So therefore y is in either fourth quadrant or it is in first quadrant. Now as tan y is negative, so it is in fourth quadrant as y is negative, right? Or it is minus theta. So this is just for understanding purpose. Now tan inverse minus root 3, this minus, it can be written as minus tan inverse root 3. It's again an odd function and it is minus tan inverse. So this is your tan pi by 3. So tan inverse gets cancelled and I get just minus pi by 3. Okay, so that's why the angle is negative as it is in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so minus pi by 3 is my principal value. Cos inverse minus half. So put cos inverse minus half as y, cos y is minus half. Now you know that the principal value branch range of cos inverse is 0 to pi closed interval. So y is in either first or second quadrant. Also since it is negative, so y is lying in second quadrant, which is your pi minus theta. Okay, so that's why, and also we know the property that cos inverse minus x is pi minus cos inverse x. So cos inverse minus half will be pi minus cos inverse half. So it is pi minus cos inverse, half is cos pi by 3. So it becomes pi minus pi by 3, which is 2 pi by 3, right? So principal value of cos inverse minus half is 2 pi by 3. Secant inverse 2 by root 3. Okay. So what should I do is that I will take that let my secant inverse 2 by root 3 is equal to y. So that gives me secant y is 2 by root 3. Now the principal value branch of secant inverse is my closed interval 0 to pi except pi by 2. Okay, so that means my y is in either first quadrant or it is in second quadrant, right? But since secant y my is positive, so y is in first quadrant only. So secant inverse 2 by root 3 is secant inverse. Secant 2 by root 3 is at secant pi by 6. So it is pi by 6 is my required principal value. Next is cot inverse root 3. So theta is cot inverse root 3. Theta is in first quadrant as the angle is positive. So theta is cos inverse root 3. Root 3 is at cot pi by 6. So cot inverse cot pi by 6 means pi by 6 is my required principal value. Number 9 is cos inverse minus 1 by root 2. So let theta is cos inverse minus 1 by root 2 as theta is lying between my pi by 2 and pi, right? As my this x is minus half, which is negative, okay? So for x less than 0, value of cos inverse x, cot inverse x and secant inverse x that lies between my pi by 2 and pi, right? So cos inverse minus 1 by root 2 means it is 180 minus cos inverse 1 by root 2, right? So this cos is 1 by root 2 at cos pi by 4. So this becomes pi minus pi by 4, which is 3 pi by 4. Cosecant inverse minus root 2. Let cosecant inverse minus root 2 equal to y. That is cosecant y is minus root 2. Now the range of principal value branch of cosecant inverse x is this closed interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 except 0. Right? So that means cosecant y here is negative. So that means my y is lying in fourth quadrant as it is minus theta as y is negative. So cosecant inverse minus root 2 means it is minus cosecant inverse root 2. That is cosecant inverse minus x is minus cosecant inverse x. I can or write it as means simply I can just change it as say cosecant inverse this root 2 can be written as cosecant pi by 4, right? And then I can adjust the negative sign inside to get minus pi by 4, or other ways that I can first change it to like this and then change root 2 by cosecant pi by 4. So it is my minus pi by 4, which is the required principal value. Find the value of the following tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse minus half plus sin inverse minus half, right? So it is my tan inverse 1 plus cos inverse minus half, and it can be written as my C as this is sin inverse minus half. So tan inverse 1 is 1, right? Tan inverse 1, and cos inverse minus theta is 180 minus cos inverse theta, right? And sin inverse minus theta is minus sin inverse theta. So negative can be brought outside. So it is tan inverse 1 is at tan pi by 4, pi minus cos inverse, this half is at cos pi by 3, and minus sin inverse half is at sin pi by 6. So it is pi by 4 plus pi minus pi by 3 minus pi by 6, and on solution it gives me 9 pi by 12, which is 3 pi by 4. Number 12 is cos inverse half plus 2 sin inverse half, right? So cos inverse half plus 2 sin inverse half. So half is at cos pi by 3 and this sin half is at sin pi by 6. So it becomes pi by 3 plus 2 times pi by 6, and the answer is 2 pi by 3. Number 13 is just a simple question which is just based upon the basic properties, that is sin inverse x equal to y. Then out of these four conditions, which one is true? So I know by the definition of principal value for y equal to sin inverse x, my option number B is correct. Number 14 is tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse minus 2 is equal to, and out of these four you have to pick up the correct answer. So let's start with it. Tan inverse root 3 minus secant inverse minus 2. So I know secant inverse minus x is 180 minus secant inverse x. So be careful here instead of bringing this negative sign outside. So root 3 is at tan pi by 3, that is tan 60, and it is minus pi plus secant inverse, and secant is 2 at secant pi by 3, that is 60. So it is your pi by 3 minus pi plus pi by 3, and on solution it gives me minus pi by 3. So that means my option number B is correct. Exercise 2.2, question number 1 is 3 sin inverse x equal to sin inverse 3x minus 4x cube for x belonging to closed interval minus half and half. Now I have to prove 3 sin inverse x equal to sin inverse 3x minus 4x cube. Now we know what is the formula for sin 3 theta is 3 sin theta minus 4 sin cube theta. Now put this sin inverse x equal to theta, implies sin theta is x. So what does this become? This becomes sin 3 theta is equal to 3x minus 4x cube. Right? So 3 theta from here is sin inverse of this complete 3x minus 4x cube. Right? Now put back the value of theta as sin inverse x. I get 3 sin inverse x equal to sin inverse 3x minus 4x cube. Number 2 is 3 cos inverse x equal to cos inverse 4x cube minus 3x for x belonging to closed interval half and 1. So here I will put cos inverse x as theta, so that x is cos theta. And the formula for cos 3 theta is 4 cos cube theta minus 3 cos theta. So by putting this value, I get it as 4x cube minus 3x. So 3 theta is cos inverse 4x cube minus 3x, and put back the value of this theta as cos inverse x, I get the desired result. Tan inverse 2 by 11 plus tan inverse 7 by 24 equal to tan inverse half. Right? So you know this tan inverse A plus tan inverse B, the formula is tan inverse A plus B upon 1 minus AB. So it can be applied to the left hand side, and I get it as tan inverse half, which is a very simple result. Number 4 is 2 tan inverse half plus tan inverse 1 by 7 equal to tan inverse 31 by 17, right? Now see, from here it is 2 tan inverse x, right? So I cannot apply the formula of tan inverse A plus tan inverse B, right? So first thing is that I will change this 2 tan inverse half using this formula tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square, right? So that it changes to tan inverse A plus tan inverse B. See, from here I'll change it to tan inverse 2 into half upon 1 minus half square. So this changes to tan inverse 4 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 7. And now I can apply the formula of tan inverse A plus tan inverse B, which will give me the right hand side as tan inverse 31 by 17. Write the following function in the simplest form. So my number 5 question is tan inverse root 1 plus x square minus 1 upon x for x not equal to 0. So again, what I will do is I have to just simplify it such a manner that this tan inverse, okay, it gets a tan from here, so that my whole question is reduced. So put x equal to tan theta, so that theta is tan inverse x. So let's put x as tan theta. What do I get? It becomes root 1 plus tan square theta, which will be secant square theta, or secant theta out of the root minus 1 upon tan theta. Now this becomes tan inverse secant theta minus 1 upon tan theta. Change to sin cos, it is 1 upon cos theta minus 1 upon sin theta upon cos theta. After taking LCM, it changes to 1 minus cos theta upon sin theta. Now I have to change it to using this property of 1 minus that cos 2 theta formula. I'll change it to, as 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. So 1 minus cos theta will be 2 sin square theta by 2. And sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. From here, I'll one sine gets cancelled and get tan theta by 2. So tan inverse got a tan. So my result left out is theta by 2, which is half of theta. And I put back the value of theta, that is half tan inverse x. Number 6 is tan inverse 1 upon root x square minus 1 for mod x greater than 1. So again, now the suitable substitution I need to say is that here I'll put x as secant theta. See, as this tan inverse need tan from inside, right? So 1 upon root secant square theta means it is 1 upon, using this identity, I'll get it as tan square theta, which is just 1 upon tan theta. This becomes tan inverse cot theta, and this, because we know that cot theta can be written as tan 90 minus theta. So I'll get it as 90 minus theta, so which is 90 minus secant inverse x. Right? Now this is a very important thing which you should remember while doing this substitution in solving inverse trigonometric functions, that when it is root a square minus x square, you should put x as a sin theta. Okay, and it is root 1 minus x square, you can put it as x as, right, sin theta or cos theta, right? You can put like x equal to a sin theta or a cos theta as per my requirement of formula. And for root a square plus x square type, I should put x as a tan theta. And for root a square minus x square type, I should put x as a secant theta. So number 7 is tan inverse root 1 minus x upon 1 plus x for x less than pi, right? So tan inverse root 1 minus x upon 1 plus x, I can apply the formula again as 2 sin square x by 2, and this is 2 cos square x by 2. So this is the conversion formula listed here, right? So it becomes tan inverse of, this becomes tan square x by 2, that is tan x by 2. So I get the answer as x by 2. Number 8 is tan inverse cos x minus sin x upon cos x plus sin x for x lying between 0 and. So here tan inverse cos x minus sin x upon cos x plus sin x is there, and to bring here some tan of something, I have to divide both numerator and denominator by cos x, and it changes to 1 minus tan x upon 1 plus tan x, which can be, we're replacing 1 by tan pi by 4. This is the formula for tan pi by 4 minus x, and I get the answer as pi by 4 minus x. Number 9 is tan inverse x upon under root e square minus x square for mod x less than a. Okay, now to simplify tan inverse x upon root e square minus x square, as we discussed in this previous substitution note, that you have to put here x as a sine theta instead of sine theta, because I have to bring this a also outside. So as I put, it becomes a sine theta, and from denominator I can take a square common, and it is 1 minus sine square theta, which gives me cos square theta. And out of the root, it denominator just becomes a cos theta. So a sine theta upon a cos theta gives me tan theta. And tan inverse tan theta is theta, where my theta was like sine theta is x upon a. So theta is sine inverse x upon e. Okay. So I get the answer as sine inverse x upon a. Number 10 is tan inverse 3a square x minus x cube upon e cube minus 3a x square, where a is greater than 0 and x is lying between minus e by 3 and a by root 3. Okay, minus e by root 3 and e by root 3. Now again I have to bring some tan inside. So what I will do is I'll divide numerator and denominator by e cube. Now see how the question behaves. It becomes 3 times x upon e minus x upon e whole cube and 1 minus 3x upon a whole square. Now put x upon a as tan theta. You see this converts to a formula of tan 3 theta. We know tan 3 theta is 3 tan theta minus tan cube theta upon 1 minus 3 tan square theta. Okay, so this is the formula for tan 3 theta, and we get result as 3 theta, and this is 3 times tan inverse x upon e, as theta is tan inverse x upon e. Then is find the values of each of the following. Number 11 is tan inverse 2 cos 2 sine inverse 1 by 2. Okay, so let us start from this bracket inside. So first of all, when is sine half? Sine is half when it is sine pi by 6. Okay, so that this sine inverse and sine gets cancelled to give me 2 times pi by 6. Okay, so it is my tan inverse, and it is 2 cos pi by 3. Now cos pi by 3 is again half. It is 2 into half, that is tan inverse 1, and tan inverse 1 means it is tan pi by 4, and the answer is pi by 4. Number 12 is cot tan inverse e plus cot inverse e. Now we know by the identity that tan inverse x plus cot inverse x is 90. So it becomes cot 90, which is 0. Number 13. Number 13 is tan half sine inverse 2x upon 1 plus x square plus cos inverse 1 minus y square upon 1 plus y square, where mod x is less than 1 and y is greater than 0 and xy is less than 1. Okay, now put x as tan theta, y is tan phi. Right, now y, see, this formula will become of my sine 2 theta, and this will change to cos 2 theta. So it is 2x upon 1 plus x square. When I'll change to 2 tan theta upon 1 plus tan square theta, it will become sine 2 theta, and here it will 1 minus y square means 1 minus tan square phi upon 1 plus tan square phi will change to cos 2 phi. So I get it as half of 2 theta plus half of 2 phi, that is, take half and this 2 common, so it gets cancelled and get tan theta plus phi, which can be written as tan theta plus tan phi upon 1 minus tan theta tan phi, and which is my x plus y upon 1 minus xy. Number 14 is sine of sine inverse 1 by 5 plus cos inverse x is 1. Then find the value of x. Right, now sine of sine inverse 1 by 5 plus cos inverse x is equal to 1. Right, 1 means it is sine pi by 2. Right, so sine inverse 1 by 5 plus cos inverse x is 90. That means we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is 90. Right, so it simply means that cos inverse x is 90 minus sine inverse 1 by 5. Right, so it automatically gives me that as this result is 90 minus sine inverse 1 by 5 is cos inverse 1 by 5. So cos inverse x equal to cos inverse 1 by 5 gives me x is equal to 1 by 5. Number 15 is tan inverse x minus 1 upon x minus 2 plus tan inverse x plus 1 upon x plus 2 equal to pi by 4. I have to find the value of x. Now I will use the formula of tan inverse A plus tan inverse B. Now tan inverse A plus tan inverse B is tan inverse A plus B upon 1 minus AB. Okay. And then after taking LCM, and then I'll take this tan, operate by tan both sides. So tan inverse will get cancelled from this side, and I'll get towards this side I'll get tan pi by 4, which is the value is 1, right? And this expression turns to a quadratic equation like 2x square minus 4 is equal to minus 3. That means I get x square is equal to half, that is x is plus minus 1 by root 2. Then find the values of each of the expression in 16 to 18. Sine inverse sine 2 pi by 3. Okay. Now we know sine inverse sine x equal to x, right? So that means sine inverse sine 2 pi by 3 equal to 2 pi by 3. But it is not possible. Why? As this is not belonging to pi, 2 pi by 3 is not belonging to my minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, which is the principal value branch of sine inverse x, right? So I have to split it. So this 2 pi by 3 can be written as 3 pi minus pi by 3, okay? Or can be written as sine, see, it can be written as sine pi minus pi by 3, as 3 pi upon 3 is pi, and then it is minus pi by 3, right? Now it becomes sine 180 minus theta is again sine theta, right? So it is pi by 3, and definitely this pi by 3 is belonging to my principal value branch. So therefore the value of sine inverse sine 2 pi by 3 is pi by 3. Now tan inverse tan 3 pi by 4, here again tan inverse tan x equal to x, but this will not give me the value of 3 pi by 4, as if I get 3 pi by 4, it will not be belonging to the principal value branch of tan inverse x, right? So I have to split again this tan inverse tan 3 pi by 4, means 3 pi by 4 can be written as 4 pi minus pi by 4, that is pi minus pi by 4, okay? Tan pi minus pi by 4. So 180 minus theta is my minus tan theta, right? And you know the tan is an odd function, right? So I can write it as tan of minus pi by 4, right? So tan inverse gets cancelled, and this gives me only minus pi by 4. And definitely minus pi by 4 is belonging to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. So my answer is minus pi by 4, okay? You better know that my tan is an odd function. So I can write this here as, instead of writing this sign here like this, I can simply write it here as tan of minus pi by 4, okay? And I should avoid it writing like this, okay? This should not be written like this. So it should be tan inverse tan of minus pi by 4, and then tan inverse gets settled down, and we get just minus pi by 4. Number 18 is tan sine inverse 3 by 5 plus cot inverse 3 by 2. You have to find the value. So put sine inverse 3 by 5 equal to x, cot inverse 3 by 5 equal to y. Okay, so we get sine x 3 by 5, cot y as 3 by 2. Okay, for sine x, because I just need some tan inside, right? So I'll find the cos x, which is by using root 1 minus sine square x formula, or you can use the Pythagoras theorem also. So my cos x is 4 by 5, and tan x is my 3 by 4. And tan y, similarly, I can calculate from here, as it is just cot y is 3 by 2. So tan y is simply 2 by 3. So it's just simple. Now tan of this, my sine inverse 3 by 5 plus cot inverse 3 by 2 becomes tan of x plus y, which is the formula is tan x plus tan y upon 1 minus tan x tan y. Now put the values that we have calculated, and we'll get the answer as 17 by 6. Number 19 is cos inverse cos 7 pi by 6, right? Now again we have done the questions earlier also, that I cannot take it as like cos, see the angle, cos 7 pi by 6 means like this is 210 degree, right? Which is lying in third quadrant. So it is not my principal value, right? So it must lie between your 90 and 180. So what I should do is, I will express this 7 pi by 6 as 2 pi minus 7 pi by 6, right? 2 pi 360 cos inverse cos of, like, because cos 360 minus theta is cos theta. So I'll write it as cos 360 minus theta. So 2 pi minus 7 pi by 6 means it is 12 pi minus 7 pi by 6, which is 5 pi by 6. So B is the correct answer. Number 20 is sine of pi by 3 minus sine inverse minus half, and you have to pick up the correct option. Now let us start solving it. So firstly, I'll go for this sign balancing, that we know sine of minus theta is minus sine theta. So I can write this as minus of minus sine inverse half, that is it becomes sine of pi by 3 plus sine inverse half. This sign changes to plus. Okay, we are using this result. So it becomes sine pi by 3 plus sine inverse. Now half is at sine pi by 6. So sine inverse sine will give me just pi by 6. So it becomes pi by 3 plus pi by 6, which is your, after calculation, it is just pi by 2 and the value is 1. Okay, so D is the correct option. 21 is tan inverse root 3 minus cot inverse minus root 3. Right. So again, as you know that cot inverse minus root 3, using the properties, cot inverse minus x is 180 minus cot inverse x. Don't go for cot inverse minus theta as minus cot inverse theta. Okay. So it becomes tan inverse root 3 minus pi minus cot inverse root 3. So it is tan inverse root 3 is at 60. So it is tan inverse tan pi by 3 and minus pi minus cot inverse. This is at 30. Right. Cot 30. So it is cot pi by 6. Right. So I get pi by 3 minus, this is pi minus pi by 6. So on solution, I'll get the answer as minus pi by 2. Okay. So this option number B is my correct option. Miscellaneous exercise question number 1 is find the value of cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6. Okay. Cos inverse cos of 13 pi by 6. So let x is cos 13 pi by 6, which can be written as 12 pi plus pi by 6. Okay. And it can also be written as 12 pi upon 6 will be your 2 pi. So it can be written as cos 2 pi plus pi by 6, which means cos 360 plus theta, which is your cos theta itself. And the value is root 3 by 2, which is positive. Okay. And the value of this lies in first quadrant, right? So cos inverse cos 13 pi by 6 is your pi by 6. Tan inverse tan 7 pi by 6. Here tan 7 pi by 6 can be written as tan 6 pi plus pi by 6, that is tan pi plus pi by 6, and tan 180 plus theta is tan theta, which is your 1 by root 3. Okay. Tan pi by 6 is 1 by root 3, which is positive. And this is the required answer of this question. Prove that 2 sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to tan inverse 24 by 7. So let sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to theta. As theta lies in first quadrant, as 3 by 5 is positive, so sin theta is 3 by 5. Now I'll calculate cos theta, as cos theta is positive, so I'll calculate it using root 1 minus sin square theta. I'll ignore the negative sign from here, as I'll take just root 1 minus sin square theta, which is my 4 by 5. So tan is sin upon cos, that is 3 by 4. Now tan 2 theta is 2 tan theta upon 1 minus tan square theta. I'll put the value of tan theta from here and I'll get it as 2 theta equal to tan inverse 24 by 7. Okay. Now theta is my sin inverse 3 by 5. So I'll put back the value. So I get 2 sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to tan inverse 24 by 7. Number 4 is prove that sin inverse 8 by 17 plus sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to tan inverse 77 by 36. Now let sin inverse 8 by 17 equal to alpha. Means alpha lying in first quadrant, as 8 by 17 is positive. So sin alpha is 8 by 17. Okay. So I can calculate my cos alpha either by using this the right triangle property, means as cos this sine is my perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So it is 8 is it 17, and by Pythagoras theorem I can calculate my this base. So this base is coming out to be 15. That way also it is okay, or I can form cos alpha as root 1 minus sin square alpha. This conversion formula I'll use. Okay, and placing the value, I'll get it as base upon hypotenuse, that is 15 by 17. And tan alpha is my sine upon cos, that is 8 by 15. Now let sine inverse 3 by 5 equal to beta. Okay, as beta is in my first quadrant, so sine beta is 3 by 5. Similarly, cos beta with the same procedure, I'll calculate it as 4 by 5, and tan beta is 3 by 4. Right. Now tan alpha plus beta, using this formula, tan alpha plus tan beta upon 1 minus tan alpha tan beta, and placing all the values calculated above, I'll get it as 77 by 36. So I get tan alpha plus beta is 77 by 36, means alpha plus beta is tan inverse 77 by 36. So replacing the value of alpha is sine inverse 8 by 17, beta is sine inverse 3 by 5, and this is the desired answer. Number 5 is proof that cos inverse 4 by 5 plus cos inverse 12 by 13 equal to cos inverse 33 by 65, right? So this is you have to change cos plus cos to cos, okay? So that means I have to apply the formula of cos of, okay, as I have to change to cos. And from this sign we come to conclude that whether we will be applying the formula of a plus b or a minus b. So here the sign is plus, so I will use cos of alpha plus beta. So let us start with this, that let on this left hand side cos inverse 4 by 5 is alpha. So cos alpha is 4 by 5. Sin can be calculated either using Pythagoras theorem or by using this formula. So it is 3 by 5, right? No need to calculate for tan as it is not required here. And similarly cot inverse 12 by 13 equal to beta. Cos beta is 12 by 13 and sin can be calculated either by Pythagoras theorem or by this formula, and which is 5 by 13. I have to take the only positive values as we are concerned only with these positive values. Now using cos e plus b, cos e cos b minus sin e sin b, I'll put back all the values calculated. So it turns out to be 33 by 65. So that means alpha plus beta is cos inverse 33 by 65. Putting back the values of alpha and beta, I'll get it as desired answer. Okay. So my desired answer is there, which I need as cos inverse 33 by 65. Number 6 is I have again to change my cos inverse 12 by 13 plus sin inverse 3 by 5 to sin inverse 56 by 65. So definitely I'm applying the formula of sin alpha plus beta. How come I got this? That this is sin, I have to change to sin, and this sin is plus. So I'll apply the formula of sin of a plus b, which is sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. So again start with it. Cos inverse 12 by 13 is alpha. So cos alpha 12 by 13. Calculate sin alpha. It is 5 by 13. Similarly, sin inverse 3 by 5 is beta, sin beta 3 by 5, and cos beta is 4 by 5. Put back all the values calculated. I get it as 56 by 65. So alpha plus beta is sin inverse 56 by 65. Now put back the values of alpha and beta. So cos inverse 12 by 13 plus sin inverse 3 by 5 equal to sin inverse 56 by 65. Number 7 is proof that tan inverse 63 by 16 equal to sin inverse 5 by 13 plus cos inverse 3 by 5. Now look, from here I have to change sin and cos to tan, and the sign here is of plus, so I have to apply the formula of tan a plus b, right? So tan a plus b requires tan. Okay, so start with sin inverse 5 by 13 equal to x, cos inverse 3 by 5 equal to y. So sin x 5 by 13, cos y 3 by 5. So I'll get cos x by using either this formula or Pythagoras theorem, which is 12 by 13, and sin y is 4 by 5. Now I'll go for tan. So tan x is sin x upon cos x, which is 5 by 12. Tan y is sin y upon cos y, which is 4 by 3. Now put it in the formula of tan x plus y. I'll get the answer as 63 by 16. So tan inverse 63 by 16 is x plus y, and re-put the values of x and y, and this is the desired result. Number 8 is prove that tan inverse 1 by 5 plus tan inverse 1 by 7 plus tan inverse 1 by 3 plus tan inverse 1 by 8 is 5 by 4. Okay. So definitely I have to apply the formula of tan inverse x plus tan inverse y, that is tan inverse x plus y upon x 1 minus xy, if xy both positive and xy less than 1. But this formula I will be applying to the two terms taken together. So I'll take these first two altogether and apply the formula, and these two together I'll apply this formula, right? As I can check that xy both cases in x and y is less than 1, okay, in both cases. That's why this formula is applicable. Now it gets reduced to another tan inverse 12 by 34 and plus tan inverse 11 by 23. So in reduced form it becomes tan inverse 6 by 17 plus tan inverse 11 by 23. I'll again check xy, which is less than 1. So again this formula can be used as tan inverse a plus b upon 1 minus ab. Now which can be, after calculation and taking LCMs, can be reduced to tan inverse 1. So 1 is at tan pi by 4, so I'll get it as pi by 4 as my answer, which is my required right hand side also. Prove that tan inverse root x equal to half cos inverse 1 minus x upon 1 plus x for x belonging to closed interval 0, 1. So I will put tan inverse root x equal to theta. Root x is tan theta, and therefore x is equal to tan square theta. Our right hand side is half of cos inverse 1 minus x upon 1 plus x. Place the value of x as tan square theta. So 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. So this is the formula for cos 2 theta, right? This is why we substituted to change this to cos of something so that we can operate with cos inverse, right? So it becomes half of 2 theta, that is theta, and which is equal to tan inverse root x, that is the required left hand side. Number 10 is prove cot inverse 1 plus sin x plus root 1 minus sin x upon root 1 plus sin x minus root 1 minus sin x equal to x by 2 for x lying in 0 to pi by 4, right? Now we know 1 plus sin x can be written as, like 1 can be written as cos square x by 2 plus sin square x by 2, and sin x can be written as 2 sin x by 2 cos x by 2. So that means it is cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 whole square. And for this interval 0 to pi by 4, that means in first quadrant, 1 minus sin x can be written as cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 whole square, right? So this changes to cot inverse, this term, by replacing with these formula, and from the taking out of the root, it becomes cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 plus cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2 upon cos x by 2 plus sin x by 2 minus cos x by 2 minus sin x by 2. Open all the brackets, you get 2 cos x by 2 in the numerator, 2 sin x by 2 in the denominator. So it becomes cot inverse cot of x by 2, and the result, overall result is cot inverse gets cancelled, and we get it as x by 2. Number 11 is prove that tan inverse root 1 plus x minus root 1 minus x upon root 1 plus x plus root 1 minus x equal to pi by 4 minus half cos inverse x, and in condition is given that x lying between minus 1 by root 2 and 1. Okay, so left hand side is your this, right? So I'll put x as cos 2 theta. 2 theta is cos inverse x, and theta is half of cos inverse x, right? So it becomes tan inverse of root 1 plus cos 2 theta, root 1 minus cos 2 theta, and same here in the denominator. Now the formula for 1 plus cos 2 theta is 2 cos square theta, and 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta. So replacing everything is numerator and denominator, I'll get this expression, right? Now take it out of the root, so root 2 I will get common from both numerator and denominator, and it gets cancelled, and this is your cos theta. Outside this bracket of root, it will be cos theta sin theta, here also cos theta, and here also sin theta, right? Now divide by cos theta, so I'll get it as root 2 cos theta, means root 2 is already taken out, so it becomes like 1 minus tan theta upon 1 plus tan theta. So 1 is again tan pi by 4, so formula changes to your tan of pi by 4 minus theta. So tan inverse tan means it is pi by 4 minus theta. So the value of theta is half cos inverse x, which can be replaced here. Number 12 is prove that 9 pi by 8 minus 9 by 4 sin inverse 1 by 3 is equal to 9 by 4 sin inverse 2 root 2 by 3. Okay, so left hand side, let us consider it is 9 by 4 pi by 2 minus sin inverse 1 by 3. So it is 9 by 4 cos inverse 1 by 3, because we know that if sin inverse theta plus cos inverse theta is 90, then my 90 minus sin inverse will be cos inverse. So in that way it can be adjusted. So now let theta is your cos inverse 1 by 3, so it becomes 9 by 4 theta. Now theta is in first quadrant, 1 by 3 is positive, so cos theta is 1 by 3 from here. Okay, so sin theta becomes root 1 minus cos square theta, which is root 1 minus 1 upon 9, which is root 8 by 9, which is 2 root 2 by 3, right? So theta becomes, take sine to other side, sin inverse 2 root 2 by 3, right? Now putting this value of theta in equation number 1, I get left hand side as 9 by 4 times sin inverse 2 root 2 by 3, which is equal to your right hand side. Solve the equation 2 tan inverse cos x equal to tan inverse 2 cosecant x. Now the given equation is 2 tan inverse cos x equal to tan inverse 2 cosecant x, right? So it becomes like 2 tan inverse x formula is tan inverse 2x upon 1 minus x square. So I'll use it to this side. It becomes tan inverse 2 cos x, as in place of x we have cos x. So 2 cos x upon 1 minus cos square x equal to tan inverse, this is 2 upon sin x, as cosecant is 1 upon sin x, right? So tan inverse both gets adjusted to both sides. So I get 2 cos x upon sin square x equal to 2 upon sin x, right? As you know that both tans are equal. So that means both tan inverses are equal. That means their angles component are equal. So now let us solve it. You can divide by 2 by sin x. We have cos x upon sin x is 1, but is cot x equal to 1, and which is at pi by 4. So x equal to pi by 4 is the required solution. Question number 14 is solve the equation tan inverse 1 minus x upon 1 plus x equal to half tan inverse x when x is positive. So put x as tan theta. This equation becomes tan inverse 1 minus tan theta upon 1 plus tan theta equal to half tan inverse tan theta. So you are familiar with it. I can replace 1 by tan pi by 4 minus tan theta 1 plus this, again here I will take it as 1 into, okay, so 1 as tan pi by 4 into tan theta equal to half of this is theta. So tan inverse, this becomes the formula for tan pi by 4 minus theta equal to theta by 2. So it is now tan inverse tan will give you just pi by 4 minus theta equal to theta by 2. And on solution I get theta as pi by 6. Okay, so x is equal to tan theta, which is equal to tan pi by 6. So you know when is tan pi by 6, the value of tan pi by 6 is my 1 by under root 3, which is the required answer. Sin tan inverse x when mod x is less than 1 is equal to, out of these 4 options, 1 is correct. So let us check it out. So sin tan inverse x equal to sin theta, right? Where I have substituted theta as tan inverse x, okay, implies x as tan theta. So sine of tan inverse I put as theta, so it is sin theta. Let's change it to cosecant, so it is 1 upon cosecant theta. I'm going to establish the relation of tan with cot, okay, and for cot I will go for the identity with cosecant. So change sin theta by 1 upon cosecant theta. It is 1 upon 1 plus cot square theta, as I have used this expression. Cosecant square theta minus cot square theta equal to 1 will give me cosecant square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So cot theta is my 1 upon tan theta, which means it is 1 by x from here, okay. So sin tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus under root, this is inside the under root 1 plus 1 upon x square, as my cot is 1 upon x, okay. So after taking LCM it becomes x square plus 1 upon x square, and take x out of this and reverse it, means take this x to the numerator, it becomes x upon root x square plus 1, x upon root x square plus 1. That means option number D is correct. Question number 16 is sin inverse 1 minus x minus 2 sin inverse x is equal to pi by 2. Then the value of x is, okay, so we have to solve it to get the value of x. Out of these 4 options, 1 is correct. So let us start with it. The given equation is sin inverse 1 minus x minus 2 sin inverse x equal to pi by 2. So I have to put sin inverse x as theta, so x is sin theta. So what does this equation number 1 becomes? It becomes sin inverse 1 minus x minus 2 theta is equal to pi by 2. So sin inverse 1 minus x, take pi by 2 and 2 theta altogether to other side. So plus 2 theta will be. So now again operate by sine. I get 1 minus x as sine 90 plus 2 theta. Okay. So sine 90 plus theta is always cos theta. So it will become my cos 2 theta. Okay. So this becomes cos 2 theta. The formula I'll change to 1 minus 2 sine square theta. Now as sine theta is x, so this my whole expression, like 1 minus x equal to 1 minus 2 sine square theta will turn to 1 minus x equal to 1 minus 2x square. So I change it to a quadratic equation. So minus x equal to minus 2x square, as 1 and 1 cancels. So it becomes 2x square minus x equal to 0, and after factorization x into 2x minus 1 is 0. Okay, so x is 0 or x is half, right? Now I have to check whether both are the roots or both are the solutions, or out of one any one is there, because some may be not be satisfying the equation. So let us check. For x equal to 0, I'll put it here. So it becomes sine inverse 1 as x is 0 minus 2 sine inverse 0. Okay, so sine inverse 1, you know, it is my 90. Okay, and sine inverse 0 is 0. So which is true, right? Now I'll put my x as half, the other root. So it is sine inverse half minus 2 sine inverse half is equal to pi by 2. Put half here. Okay, 1 minus half is half. Okay, and 2 sine inverse half equal to pi by 2. So it becomes, say, means sine inverse half minus 2 sine inverse half is minus sine inverse half equal to pi by 2. So you know my sine minus sine inverse half means it is minus pi by 6. Okay, like this. So which is impossible as both sides are not equal. So that means the other option is rejected. So that means option number C is the correct answer, right? So you have to be very, very careful while dealing with such questions. Whether both are the solutions, you have to check by putting them in the original equation. Number 17 is tan inverse x upon y minus tan inverse x minus y upon x plus y is equal to. 4 options are given and out of which only one is true. So tan inverse x upon y minus tan inverse x minus y upon x plus y is of the form tan inverse a minus tan inverse b, and the formula for which is tan inverse a minus b upon 1 plus ab. So this is a, this is b. So a minus b upon 1 plus ab. Now take the LCM inside, okay? And after solution, cancellation and solution, I'll get tan inverse x square plus y square upon x square plus y square, that is tan inverse 1. So 1 is at tan pi by 4. So tan inverse tan pi by 4 will give me value pi by 4. So that means option number C is the correct option. I hope the concept of inverse trigonometric functions is clear to you. And please go through the topic well, all the properties of inverse trigonometric functions. The knowledge of that will help you in solving the numerical problems concerned or based upon this topic. Thank you so much.